Welcome to the deep dive.
Glad to be here.
So today we're planning to crack open Soul in the Driver's Seat.
Right, yeah, and specifically we're looking at a part called the gift of wisdom.
Exactly. And even drilling down further into the section for July, which is all about enjoyment.
Enjoyment, yeah. So the mission, as I understand it, is to really get into the perspective here
Hmm.
on, finding more joy day to day and how understanding the soul versus the ego plays into that.
Right. So if you've ever felt like, lasting happiness is hard to pin down, or maybe you just want a new angle on enjoying things more,
And this should be really interesting.
definitely this deep dive should hit the spot.
Okay, so this material, the gift of wisdom, it's presented as, well, almost like an advanced guide, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it seems that way, like a manual for people who've already done some internal work.
Exactly. The text mentions it follows something called steps to authenticity.
Ah, right. Steps to authenticity. Before we even get to the enjoyment part, there's that foundation. What what do we think that involves, roughly? Just for context.
Well, based on the context, it seems likely it's about, self-discovery.
Yeah.
Really understanding yourself, aligning with your sort of true nature.
Getting rid of maybe societal pressures or ego stuff.
Probably, yeah. Shedding conditioning, ego beliefs.
Hmm.
It sort of sets the scene for living more from the soul.
Okay.
And then the gift of wisdom comes in, builds on that. It's structured month by month, 12 parts.
One for each month, focusing on a different strand of wisdom with daily entries.
That's it. Daily entries, even for leap years, apparently.
Wow, comprehensive. So it's a daily nudge almost toward a specific kind of wisdom.
Mm.
And you mentioned something about a key element, a kind of twist that comes after those steps to authenticity.
Yes, exactly. And this is, I think, where it gets really compelling. The idea is that there's a direct line, a communication channel from your soul, or it sometimes says God directly to you, through these daily affirmations.
Okay, so not just knowing you have a soul.
No, but knowing you are soul, that's the shift.
That you are soul, and that soul can actively talk to your brain using these affirmations.
That seems to be the core idea, yeah. A very direct, almost experiential connection, rather than just theory.
That is a big shift. Okay, so let's bring it to July. Enjoyment. Now, life can seem fun on the surface, right?
Yeah.
Excitement, goals.
Sure, all that stuff.
But how does the soul's take on enjoyment differ from, say, the ego's?
Well, the text draws a really interesting contrast. The ego might chase enjoyment through, winning or buying things, external stuff.
Right.
But the soul seems to encourage more of an appreciation, a pausing,
Just noticing.
noticing, being present, finding the joy that's already in the moment.
Yeah.
Ego, it gets tangled in the details, right?
Yeah, the striving, the worries.
Makes the journey feel hard. It kind of obscures the actual enjoyment.
Like rushing to get somewhere instead of enjoying the drive. That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly that.
And the text implies these life journeys, they have a deeper point related to the ego. Something about it being consumed.
Yes, that's in there. The idea seems to be that life experiences are designed, ultimately, to help us merge with the soul and transcend the ego's limitations.
So the ego kind of gets integrated or dissolved.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And after that process, real life, true enjoyment can properly begin. That seems to be the perspective.
Okay, so someone finishes steps to authenticity, they pick up the gift of wisdom. How do they actually use it? The guidelines seem pretty clear.
Yeah, they're quite practical. You just start on whatever today's date is in the manual.
Right, no need to go back to January 1st or anything.
No, just jump in. And each month, like July with enjoyment, has its theme, its aspect of wisdom.
And the daily affirmations are the tools?
The tools to cultivate that wisdom, yeah. The goal seems to be soul growth by sort of quieting the mind's usual chatter.
The ego chat.
Exactly. And retraining the mind so it serves the soul, not just the ego's agenda.
Right. Okay, let's get into some specific July affirmations then. See how this works day to day. July 1st says, if I want you to be happy, and I do, then God wants you to be happy because we are one and the same. What jumps out at you there?
Well, right away, it links personal happiness to something bigger. It's not just you wanting it, it's your soul or God. It's aligned.
It takes away the potential selfishness, doesn't it? Or the guilt.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
How often do we feel like we don't deserve to be happy or need to earn it? This reframes it as natural, inherent.
Good point. Then July 2nd, living a life of love brings joy. Simple, but profound.
Very fundamental. If the soul is love, essentially, then living that way, Acting from love, thinking with love.
Joy just naturally arises.
It's presented as the direct result, yeah, not something you chase separately.
Then boom, July 3rd. The only thing that wants you to be miserable is the ego? That's pretty blunt.
It is strong, yeah. It clearly points the finger.
But what about, healthy ambition? A sense of self? Isn't some ego needed? How might this text handle that distinction?
That's a really important question. I suspect it's not about eliminating any sense of self, but rather moving beyond an ego rooted in fear, lack, comparison.
The insecure ego?
Precisely. The one that thrives on drama or feeling separate.
Mm-hmm.
Healthy drive might come from the soul's purpose, whereas this miserable ego is maybe the one built on insecurity. It's about the why behind it.
Okay, that distinction helps. Because the next few days, July 4th to 8th, really hammer the point that the ego can't create lasting happiness.
Right. Its efforts are temporary. They lack that inherent wholeness of the soul's love.
Yeah, like July 7th says the soul's love doesn't need bells and whistles. It's complete in and of itself.
Exactly. The ego always needs the next thing, the next achievement, the next validation from outside.
Which fades.
Always fades. Yeah. The soul's love being internal, unconditional,
Yeah.
that's presented as the stable source of joy. Like, think about buying something new versus feeling connected to someone.
Ah, yeah. Fleeting excitement versus deep contentment. Good analogy.
Mm.
Then we swing back to the soul's perspective. July 9th. I want you to be happy all the time. And 10th, 11th. Every day is special.
It's this constant underlying current of care, isn't it? Regardless of our mess-ups or successes.
Yeah, the soul doesn't seem to judge the days as good or bad based on ego metrics.
No. Each moment holds value, holds potential. Completely different from the ego only liking days where it wins.
Then we hit this interesting bit. July 12th. Joy is worry-free. And 13th, there are ways to find joy, even in times of sorrow. Now, that feels tough. Joy and sorrow together. How?
Yeah, that's a deep one. It's likely suggesting that the soul's joy isn't just, feeling up. It's maybe a deeper state.
Like peace or connection.
Peace, connection, maybe resilience, something that can exist alongside sadness or difficulty. It's not about denying the pain.
But finding something underneath it.
Perhaps finding meaning or tapping into that core strength the soul provides. Think about people finding gratitude even after hardship.
If that resonates, it's not fake happiness. Okay, July 14th is simple. The enjoyment of life costs nothing.
Huh. Try telling that to advertisers.
Right. We're so conditioned to think enjoyment needs money or things.
And this just cuts right through that. It says the capacity for joy is just there,
Sick.
inside you, free.
It's about perspective, isn't
A
it?
total shift. Which leads into the next ones, 15th and 16th. Ego says life is a struggle.
And the soul says, I want you to know that life is about finding joy.
It's presented as a choice, a fundamental choice in how we frame things daily. Struggle or look for the joy.
Yeah, what's our default narrative?
Exactly.
And then, crucially, how to access that joy. July 17th and 18th. Enjoy now. Leave the past behind. Leave the future alone.
Just be here, which is, such a core teaching everywhere, really.
Absolutely. The ego loves to chew on the past or worry about the future.
And it pulls us right out of the only place joy actually exists, which is now. The soul, being timeless, naturally guides us back here.
Okay, then the text contrasts conditional versus unconditional joy from July 19th to 22nd. Ego's joy depends on outcomes.
Right, the classic if-then trap. If I get the job, then I'll be happy. If they like me, then I'm okay.
Well, the soul's joy just is.
It just is.
Yeah.
It's presented as the baseline, the default state, not dependent on circumstances changing. Much more resilient.
And this soul joy is not a slave to time, July 22nd, and comes from knowing what is real, July 24th. What do you think knowing what is real means in this context?
Good question. It likely points beyond the surface level, beyond the ego's illusions and the temporary nature of, everything material.
So connecting to something deeper, more permanent.
Maybe connecting to our true nature, our interconnectedness, the unchanging essence beneath the surface trauma. That understanding, that reality, is where the joy is rooted.
Okay, and even with the hard things in life, the soul offers reasons to be joyful, July 25th, 26th. That's a powerful reframe for challenges.
It is. It suggests that even difficulties aren't just bad. They contain seeds of growth, learning, maybe deeper appreciation.
The soul sees a bigger picture.
Seems like it. It finds meaning where the ego might just see failure or pain. It finds that resilience again.
Then we circle back to joy costing nothing but being invaluable, July 27th, 29th, really emphasizes its availability.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Can't buy it, can't earn it in the ego's way, but it's priceless.
And then a strong link is made to purpose.
Yep.
July 28th, 30th, 31st, connect joy and purpose. How do they fit together here?
Well, it seems that living in alignment with your soul's purpose, which often involves, you know, contribution, connection, recognizing your part in the whole.
That itself is a source of joy.
A profound source, yeah. When life feels meaningful, when you feel you're making a difference, even a small one, that resonates with the soul, it brings that deep fulfillment, that joy.
And the final one for July the 31st wraps it all up nicely. When you allow yourself to merge with me, joy will follow.
It really does. It positions that connection, that alignment with the soul as the ultimate path. Not chasing joy,
Yeah.
but merging with the source of joy.
So wrapping up our deep dive on enjoyment from the gift of wisdom,
Yeah.
it really draws this sharp line, doesn't it?
A very clear contrast between the ego's conditional, temporary happiness
And the soul's invitation to something more constant, more inherent. A joy found in presence, purpose, and that core of unconditional love.
and those daily affirmations seem designed as the practical way in. Little reminders to quiet the ego noise and tune into that soul wisdom.
Right. So here's something to think about as you go about your day. When you feel genuinely joyful, where does that feeling come from? Is it tied to something external you got or achieved?
Or does it bubble up from somewhere deeper? From connection, or maybe just from being fully present in a simple moment?
Could consciously shifting your focus inward toward what this text calls your soul actually unlock more consistent enjoyment, even when things are challenging?
What might change if you started looking for purpose, for that soul-level resonance, even in ordinary experiences?
Something to consider. Thanks for exploring this with us today.